We don't know what the weather is going to be like around here. I do get really anxious during storms.
That's why they chose HailGuard. When performance leads, confidence follows. Backed by the first and only asphalt shingle system with a hail warranty.
That just gives us more peace of mind.
This is the only asphalt product on the market that has the manufacturer warranty targeting the hail damage, and it gives me a lot of confidence as a contractor.
Engineered for enhanced impact performance. Built to protect homes and reputations. HailGuard shingles. Built for hail.
Hey there, crew. Matt Meister here in the Peaks to Plains Weather Center. It is 4:40 here on this Monday. We do have a tornado warning that is in effect for parts of southern Colorado. We are going to jump right into that here, as the tornado warning is for eastern sections of Pueblo County and extreme northwestern sections of Crowley County. I'm going to take you to Tamco Live radar right now and show you where the tornado warning is. Now, if you were with Mary and I in our last coverage here of severe weather, you heard us talk about the radar in southeastern Colorado being down. So our friends at the Weather Service are having to issue these using the radar in northeastern Colorado. We just don't have as good of data as we do when we would be using this radar that, in fact, the storm is right on top of right now. The tornado warning does include Highway 50 just to the east of Avondale. It is in effect until 5:15 this afternoon. It does include areas of Crowley County off to the northwest of Highway 96. If you are in the path of this storm, you should seek shelter in the lowest, most interior room of your home. I want to show you a photograph that we've got of the bottom of this storm. It's from about 12 to 15 minutes ago from my buddy John Tomke in Olney Springs, and he was seeing what's called the rain-free base, but you notice the bell shape of that storm. That's what we start to see. See how it's real smooth as well? That tells us that this storm is rotating, and you're actually looking at the updraft of the storm here and a little bit of the barber pole action that we often see when storms are rotating. This storm has a history of producing large hail across the southeastern side of the Colorado Springs metro area, and it is a significant storm that is not to be messed with. So what's the difference between a watch and a warning? Because we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is up for eastern Colorado until 9 o'clock tonight. I think it's a really important distinction, and since we have severe storms in the forecast for the next couple of days, I want to go ahead and break that down now. A severe thunderstorm watch means that the ingredients are in place for you to have a severe storm possible in your area. And a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning in this case means that a severe storm is occurring now or is imminent, and you should take action. I like to put it in terms of tacos. If everything is up kind of on the counter, that's like a taco watch. Like you're not ready to eat tacos yet, but when everything's put in the shells and it's ready to go, that is a taco warning, and it is time to take action. I want to go right now to my buddy John Tomke, who is out working this afternoon. He is the one who sent me the picture earlier. John, I'm going to pull you up here in a second. Let me get you changed into one of my different layers here. And I thank you so much for calling in here this afternoon. And you are just outside of the tornado warning, my friend. What do you see where you are here this afternoon on this Monday as you're looking at that storm off to the northwest? Break it down for me. John, do you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming through or...
Yep, I got you. Yeah, what do you see?
I'm not hearing any audio.
Well, it's okay. Go ahead. I got you. Well, looks like we lost John there. We'll see if we can get him back in. He is doing a really good, he pays attention to weather. He's a farmer, obviously, and so we'll see if we can check in with him in just a little bit. Again, this tornado warning is off to the east of Pueblo. It does not include the Avondale area. It is for eastern Pueblo County here. It does include Boone. you are located in that. So Boone Road heading to the north out of Boone is in the path of this tornado warning. I'm going to bring Mary in now. Mary, I am trying to get John in, but I see you there with us. You know, we took a break from this storm because it's over an area where we don't see many people, and it is still a little bit unfortunate that we're having to use the radar across northeastern Colorado this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate because we can't really see a lot of rotation, right? I mean, if we have to use the radar up in the Denver area, then that's not going to be super helpful. But I do think that it's something obviously we've got to take seriously. The Boone area, because it's approaching Highway 50, a more populated area. And from what we can see from the Denver radar site, of course, we're looking way up, probably above 30 to 40,000 feet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're going to see a little rotation that high up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that rotation is reaching the ground. But that picture that you showed earlier was kind of a classic look at that rain-free base, like you said. And the latest scan from the Denver site actually does show a little bit of an appendage on that storm. Hard to tell. I can see it on my radar site here. And looks like, of course, it looks like, I mean, obviously the Pueblo radar site's still down, but it does look like a little bit of an appendage. And I'm going to look for some cameras in the area, and we'll see if we have any comments coming through on, you know, the tornado warned area, because it's approaching Highway 50 east of Boone, like you said. And I do believe we have some cameras a little bit closer to that location.
Well, and I've got John now. Let's go to him. He is in his tractor this afternoon. John, I'm just going to pull you up full screen. Oh, and as soon as I was going to go to him, looks like I lost him there. He is looking right at this thing. Here is the picture that you were talking about, Mary. And I'm going to show everybody that here because he's got a great look at this storm coming at him. And I've seen him bouncing around in his tractor there this afternoon. He is working hard. He's still, you know, getting things done. That's what farmers do. And he is going to keep doing that here. But he's trying to make some time for us this afternoon. Obviously, he's out in his field here. And, you know, he's trying to get everything working while he's still going. It's kind of fun to watch him bounce around a little bit. If I see him, I will pull him back up. But what Mary was talking about, you know, what is a little bit challenging this afternoon to do with this storm is because we are using the radar site that is way off to the southeast of DIA because the radar in southeastern Colorado is down. It's really, really unfortunate, but that's why we have multiple radars. And so you can see here this storm moving out of kind of northeastern Pueblo County, continues to be to the north of Highway 50. As Mary said, it does have some rotation with it. I can show you the velocity of that. And you can see that there's some red and green next to each other. We're far enough away from the radar, though, that you see the purple there. It shows us that the data isn't really, we're not really able to use that because of how far it is away. So some of this is the Weather Service folks looking out to the east from the office, which is located at the Pueblo airport. So they have eyes on this thing as well. And they saw that base that we saw and that John sent to us. And so they went ahead and issued this warning. So for those of you in the Boone area, this storm is moving in your direction. I'm going to show you the movement of this storm over the last 30 minutes. And remember how we were talking about earlier today, if there was a storm that took a right turn and started to go more to the south, and Mary, I'll bring you back in here. We'll go ahead and look at Max together. You know, this is one of the things that we talked about today. A storm that started moving more to the south is one that we would watch for the potential to maybe produce a tornado and some very large hail. And that's certainly what we have going on this afternoon. And so, folks, as it gets toward Highway 50, where there are more people here, and of course Highway 96 kind of splits off there to the north of Highway 50, people need to take this storm seriously.
Yeah, certainly. So it looks like the Goodland radar is probably 10 miles closer.
Okay.
By about 10 miles. And then you're not having as much terrain for that beam to go over. So the Goodland radar looks a little bit better, but you're still 145 miles away from the radar site. So you're not going to get as good of data. As Matt was saying, just to kind of piggyback on that, the further away you get from the radar site, the more that beam points up in the storm. So, you know, if you got a beam that's pointing up in the storm over 100 miles away, you're getting data, but you're getting data well above the surface. And we need data down to the surface, right? Because that's where we live.
Right.
And we need to kind of know what's happening at the surface.
Yeah, it is for sure. I have John back in. I'm going to bring him in. John is literally in the tractor right now. And John, if you can hear me, go ahead and tell me what you see with that storm, my friend.
I can hear you. I'll turn the corner around. It's building, it's moving under the exact clouds. Kind of hard with the mirror and that, but I'll be turning to another.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you see...
Sideways or up and down?
Oh, wow. I'm going to pull you up full screen here, John. So that is a very defined base of that storm. And is there, so I see what looks like a rain shaft there. I don't see a funnel cloud right now. You're probably seeing that better than I am. Can you confirm that you haven't seen a funnel cloud or anything this afternoon?
I can't see any funnel cloud. Where that tornado, like I said, we were setting up an auger, unload a truck, and the northern truck, that's probably 25, 30 miles away. That might be closer now. That was when I sent you that other one.
Well, I tell you what, if you were storm chasing, John, you wouldn't be in any better position than you are right now. I mean, you are in a perfect spot. If you don't mind turning the phone back around again to where that kind of bell-shaped base is, coming from beneath the storm there, that is right where a tornado would be. You're looking right at that thing, my friend.
Here,
and so
I'll get out. I'll step out of the cab for a minute. That probably ought to be real good.
it is. That's fantastic. That is exactly where the tornado would come, right out of the bottom of that, to the left of where you can kind of see the rain falling out of the cloud. So you're looking off to the northwest here. You're looking at the base of this supercell thunderstorm. The core of the storm is off to the right there. Have you seen anything change in the last 5 to 10 minutes, or has it been pretty sort of steady state?
It's been pretty steady. The wind's picking up, but it hasn't. I haven't got the real bad yet.
Okay, well, you have the link. Obviously, he's going in and out there. So I am going to text him. John and I have been texting for a long time. I'm going to bring Mary back in. Mary, that was pretty incredible stuff to see that from him right there. Yeah. Like literally, if you sent him on a storm chase, he could not be in a better position.
No, he couldn't. I mean, that was a really, really incredible shot. And I just was sitting here thinking, boy, that is the beauty of what we do, to have that connection
right.
With people out doing their daily job, just able to give us that ground truth, because there's not a lot of ground truth out there. We
right.
need the eyes and ears, right? So if you want to try to get him back on and focus on that, I can kind of take over here for just a little bit.
Okay.
Because it does look like that tornado warning was extended into Fowler.
Okay. Let me get you, hold on, I got something up here on vmix. I'll get you back full screen here. Okay. And there you go.
All right. Let me see.
All right, you can take it
back on for just a second. All right. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second, because I may have had to reset. Whoops. Apologies there. 1 second. Yeah, so that tornado warning was extended. Now it looks like I have got that extending into parts of Fowler. So just going to bypass the Crowley area and Ordway, Sugar City, but we'll be moving south and east. The forward speed is about 15 miles per hour. Let me fade this back over. There we go. So you'll notice that warning extended south and east, not including Rocky Ford. But if you're in these areas, Rocky Ford, Swink, La Junta, You still want to keep a very close eye on the storm because there's a possibility this could be a little bit more of a mover towards the east. That's possible. So we'll kind of have to see how this evolves. As we said before, the Goodland radar, we're still about 145 miles away from the Goodland radar. It's kind of hard to get really good, accurate data that far away. But that's the best bet that we have right now. Look at, you can see how it says the Pueblo radar is red, meaning it is down. Whereas you can see your other radar site is out here in Goodland, Kansas. That's green. And we have FTG that is in Denver. We are closer actually to the Goodland radar site than we are to FTG. So that is what we have turned on right now. So hard to get a good read on it. I would love to sit and diagnose this storm with you. It's kind of hard because you're talking about 145 miles away from the radar site. So you're pointing probably up above 35,000 feet, maybe above 30,000 feet, I would imagine. But you can see inbound and outbound winds. But again, we're not getting good surface data here. But given the shot that John, was it John, Matt? I believe his name was John.
Yes,
showed
that's
us
correct.
Is, yeah, we saw a lowering. We saw that cloud base lowering, that rain-free base. We saw a little bit of a wall cloud there almost, kind of lowering closer to Fowler. So if you're joining us around Fowler, you can probably see a good shot of this storm. But, you know, I know the folks out here in the Eastern Plains know how to respond to tornado warnings. They're well accustomed to it, but it doesn't hurt to say interior-most portion of your home on the lowest level. I want to check and make sure that we don't have any comments kind of coming through here on social media, but that has now been extended until 5:30 p.m. That is an active tornado warning, including the town of Fowler. And it is still including Boone. It looks like the worst of the storm is going to be just to the north and east of Boone. So if you are around Olney Springs, which I believe was where John was, just outside of Olney Springs, then you need to be seeking shelter, the interior-most portion of your home on the lowest level. It is a radar indicated rotation, which means it has not been observed yet or confirmed, but it has the likelihood of spawning a tornado at any minute. So that's why we have to take these warnings, of course, seriously. Fowler, I would say you probably have about 15 minutes in terms of how fast the storm is moving. So that is still an active tornado warning in effect for Fowler for the next 33 minutes until 5:30 p.m. For Boone, that is for the next 18 minutes, active tornado warning in effect with radar indicated rotation, which we just saw a confirmation of, and the possibility of up to 2-inch in diameter hail. So that is something we'll continue to keep our eyes on. I really wish we could. I know the technicians are working really hard to trying to get this radar site back up and going, and I'm sure that this storm moving over that area doesn't help, but sure would be nice if we could get a little bit more data.
Well, and I saw somebody else trying to come in. Nancy, I saw you using one of our links here. And if you were coming in and you were trying to run the live stream at the same time, that may not work. So go ahead and stop the live stream and then use one of these links that you were coming in on, and we will go ahead and get you. She had a really nice view of the wall cloud as well and the base of this storm. So here is Nancy. I'm going to bring her in now. This is Nancy Westfall. And Nancy, go ahead and tell us where you are and what you're seeing right now, because you have a great look at this thunderstorm as well. Thanks for joining us here on Peaks to Plains Weather.
Hi, Mary and Matt. I am in an area just between Manzanola and Rocky Ford on 266, and this is looking towards Fowler and the storm that I saw a little bit earlier that you were showing.
So Nancy, have you seen anything change with this storm here over the last 5 or 10 minutes while you've been looking at it? I have you up in a box with the radar and with Mary here, so this is a fantastic shot. Have you seen it change at all?
Yes, the wind has picked up and the clouds are, the storm is working our way. We are a little bit east and north of Fowler, so it's heading our direction.
Have you noticed anything kind of hang out of the bottom of that base at all as you've been looking at this over the last little bit, or has it been kind of pretty steady state there?
It's pretty steady, except that area that you were telling the gentleman earlier, it looks like it has lifted back up. It looked like it was going to work its way down, but it is kind of scattered now a little bit. But the wind is still pretty steady.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring your call back up full screen here for a second. So just keep looking right where you are, because there are a couple of things that I want to explain here. So what Nancy is looking at is the bottom of the storm, and see how on the sort of left-hand side of the screen, or right in the middle of the screen, but just to the left, you see kind of some jagged little hangings there. If we were going to get a tornado, that is right where it would come out of. So Nancy, you are in a perfect spot to sit here and watch this. And if you don't mind just kind of leaving your shot there for a little bit, Mary and I would appreciate it, and we'll keep kind of analyzing this thing, and you can just be our live storm chaser for us. Does that work?
That works.
Okay, well, you stay right there, and if you see something changing, you hop back in and let us know. Just know that your audio will be up the whole time, and we'll keep talking about where this storm is and where it's going. Mary, this is what Peaks to Plains weather is all about. When we were talking about, the idea of doing this together, this is the exact situation that we were envisioning. People that are in safe places, both of them in great spots if they were chasing storms, showing us what is happening here with this tornado warned storm on this Monday afternoon.
Yeah, and just to note, she's safe.
Right.
We're not asking her to do anything that is unsafe at this particular moment, but I kind of drew where Nancy is. I believe she said she was in Manzanola, so just to the west of Rocky Ford, looking north. So my image in the top right hand side of your screen there
I'll bring
is
it full.
exactly where this camera is pointed towards. You could leave it. I mean, I think most people could see it, but you can see what vantage point we're looking at here. So you kind of have all of those areas. So Nancy is just outside of that polygon, but I would say they're probably going to reissue that and expand that polygon a little further east. Wouldn't you say, Matt? Because it does look like it's probably going to push a little further towards the east, I would imagine. But
we'll see. I mean, they gave themselves a lot of runway here, right? Like they've got this thing well out in front of the storm, which particularly with a tornado warning, you always want to do. The tornado warning goes all the way to Highway 10 there. So Nancy's just going to be able to watch this thing kind of pass off to her west, hopefully, in all likelihood. But man, she's in a great spot. Nancy, is the wind at your back right now? Is it blowing from southeast to northwest?
It is, and it has picked up.
Okay, sometimes when the inflow starts increasing a little bit, that tells us that the storm is in a strengthening process. It does look to me like the lowering is coming, like it's lowering a little bit, Mary. I don't know what you think about that, but like it's kind of coming to a point. What's that?
Can you make it full? Can you
Sure.
make it full?
Yep.
Yeah, it does. It's a beautiful storm.
It is. What we'll
structures.
watch for is kind of on the south. Let's see. So just to where the low part of the storm is in the middle there. What we'll watch for on just to the left of that, where it kind of gets a little bit higher into the sky, is we'll look for a little bit of a clearing or an opening there. If that happens, that tells us that the rear flank downdraft is making a cut into where the inflow is coming into the storm. And sometimes that combination will end up producing a tornado. It certainly doesn't, from this view, Nancy, look like the base of that is rotating all that hard. With the eye, which I'm sure is better than what we're seeing, would you agree with that?
I would agree with you. That is exactly what I'm seeing, Matt and Mary.
Okay. Well, it's just incredible to see, Nancy. I'm so glad that you used our tools here that we have available, because this is exactly what we should be doing. Neighbors coming alongside and helping neighbors. So for those of you that are in the tornado warning here, there is not a tornado on the ground right now. If a funnel cloud or something develops, Nancy is going to be in a perfect spot to see it. And so as long as, Nancy, you are willing to kind of help us out and keep doing this here, Mary, I think we'll just hang with her, because you can't do any better than having eyes on the storm like we've got right now.
No, you really can't. I was just going to check. Looks like, Pueblo's still out. Man, if we had that Pueblo radar site, we could see so much, because it's just right south of the Pueblo radar site. But not going to harp on that. I know they're doing the best they can.
Right.
Kind of to reset now, if you're just now joining us, we got an active tornado warning in effect that includes Fowler. Even though Nancy here is just around Manzanola, outside of that polygon, I know Nancy will take shelter here in the next 15 minutes or so, just to be safe. We're having to gather data from the Goodland radar site, which is about 140 miles away from this storm, which is a pretty long way away, but it's because the Pueblo radar site is currently down. So that means we can't really get a lot of data of what's happening at the surface. But thanks to Nancy, we have this ground truth where she's in Manzanola here, and she's looking north towards Olney Springs and looking north towards this tornado warned storm. And what you're looking at there in the bottom right-hand side of your screen is a little bit of a lowering of that cloud base. There is some broad rotation, it looks like, happening there just above the surface, where, oftentimes if you're going to get a tornado that spawns out, from this cloud base, it would happen right where that lowering is. But again, as Matt's kind of drawing there, those inbound and outbound winds on the left side of your screen, we're still getting data from way up high in that storm.
Yeah, and we do have some gate-to-gate shear, Mary, that as I've been querying this has been around 75 miles per hour in some places. It's kind of between 50 and 75. But what we're looking for here is this red color that is right next to the green color. So you have inbound and outbound touching each other, and knowing how storms form, that tells us that there is circulation. And as Mary mentioned, it is high up into the storm. It does look like on the left-hand side there, we're getting a little bit of a lowering now. Nancy, is that rotating that little finger off to the left of the lowering there?
It does not look like it.
Okay.
Do you want me to zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you can do that with your camera, that would be great there, because I do see a little bit of an RFD cut that I was talking about earlier. And so when the RFD comes around the storm here, you get warmer air that's kind of interacting with what is a mini cold front, and you'll kind of get some weird fingering looking things. And so, yeah, it looks like that's a little bit jagged there. But, man, there sure is a nice wall cloud at the base of that thing, just off to the right of where I was asking Nancy to kind of zoom in on. And if, Nancy, you can't zoom in, that's okay. Mary, there is a trained weather spotter as part of the HAM network that does see he's just east of I-25. He said about at 5:03 that he saw a little bit of a lowering, and it's the same lowering that Nancy's looking at right now.
Was that from Gary?
Yes, it was from Gary. Yep.
Yeah. And I see the RFD that you're talking about on the, it's almost like if it was a little lower, it would be that classic beaver tail on kind of the backside of the storm, but not quite as strong. Obviously, if it was stronger rotation, we would see that kind of fingering out even more, like you said. But I would say, since we don't have good data right from the radar site, you've probably got some decent broad level rotation just above the surface.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the lack of structural integrity I'm seeing, I'm not sure that there is very, very tight rotation there. But again, that's speculation because of what we have to work with here, which is great. But the radar data not being the most accurate at the surface because of the Pueblo radar site being down.
And it looks like we lost Nancy a little bit there. So I will come back and we'll see if she pops back in. I mean, that was incredible. Nancy, thank you so much for that. But you can see here what we are looking at with the Goodland radar. This is the broad rotation, Mary, that you were just talking about here. And to orient you, so the radar is well off to the northeast here of where I am zoomed in. It's in Goodland, Kansas. So it's well off to the northeast. So the red colors are where we have the wind moving away from the radar, and the blue colors are where it is moving toward the radar. Some of that is the inflow where Nancy is, which is back here between Rocky Ford and Manzanola. So that's where Nancy was. She was looking in this direction right at the circulation of the storm. So you literally, storm chasing could not be in a better spot. So you see the original tornado warning that is set to expire here at 5:15, 5 more minutes from now. The circulation is crossing from that into the new tornado warning that goes until 5:30. That is the one that includes Highway 50. And I do think it looks like this storm has slowed down a little bit on its forward motion, Mary. I do think they're going to have to adjust this thing a little bit, like you said a little bit ago. As they are continuing to look at this thing and using the tools available to them. But I guarantee you that folks at the Pueblo Weather Service office are out looking at this thing just like Nancy was.
Yeah, they've got 3-inch tag hail on this storm. That's what's likely lofted in the kind of upper core. We don't have any reports of that reaching the ground, of course, but you're talking close to tennis ball size hail. So this has been the same storm, though, that produced 1.5 inch diameter hail. Let me fix my IFB here. I'm sorry, I'm having some issues.
Right.
But you can actually see, I'm going to keep talking if that's okay. You can actually see I have the ruler turned on there where it looks like we're about 147 miles from the Goodland radar site. And I realize that I'm being a bit redundant here, but I think it's probably good because not a lot of people realize that we're lacking some data, and we're pretty far away here. Well, it says about 100 miles, I guess, from the Denver radar site. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe we are closer to the Denver radar site. But regardless, I think it's 6 to 1/2 dozen the other at this point. I can see you getting some new pictures in, so just interrupt me when you're done. But just to kind of reset here, we do have an active tornado warning in effect for Fowler. That goes until 5:30 p.m. They may be adjusting this warning here over the next 10 minutes or so, especially to account for the slower forward speed of the storm. But it is in effect until 5:30 p.m. Possible 3-inch in diameter hail well into the zone of damaging hail, and some very strong winds in excess of about 60 to 70 miles per hour. What this is showing you here is the possibility of that damaging hail. It's very high. Over 1 inch in diameter is about 70%. Moderate over 2 inches is about 60% that's lofted up in that storm. It has had some rotation associated with it, which is of course why we have the active tornado warning on this storm. I would say, Boone, you're nearly out of that threat, even though you're still in the polygon here for the next 2 minutes. That threat is nearly over for you, but still could be some strong winds kind of on the outer core of this storm. So just stay away from windows, interior-most portion of your home. And the tornado warning continues until 5:30 for Fowler. Nancy, that we were talking to, is located right here in Manzanola. Julie is saying the Fowler tornado sirens are going off, which is good. Those outdoor warning sirens doing their job. As this tornado gets closer, traveling south and east, likely between about 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Yeah, I'm going to bring John Tomke back in. He is here with us. John, thanks for checking back in. Has things changed where you are?
Oh, yeah, it's changed a lot. Yeah, I've been having trouble. Got an expensive tractor, Bluetooth radio, and it wouldn't let me hook up to anything. Here we go. We're turning around. I would be looking, Fowler would be just over about that way. That we call that hill out there, Jones Point. It's from the dry roads and everything. We're getting all the dust, but we're, you really well defined. The reports, and I'm not sure where the fire is. If it's my Manzanola, they're called brush trucks out. I'm not sure exactly where. My son had some video that he was trying to send me to you when I get
Okay.
a chance. And I have here in a minute of the tornado, so we'll see if we can find out for you.
Okay, so reports of a grass fire to the south of Manzanola. Thanks for that, John. I appreciate it. Have you seen much lightning with this thing from the base, or is most of that off to the north where the core is?
You know what? I haven't seen any. I know probably play a little loose with lightning over my Army career, but you know, I don't see bolts coming down like wood. You would think you would see.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, your view is just fantastic, my friend. I appreciate you calling back in. It looks like that thing is getting quite a bit closer to you, so you make sure that you stay safe, John, and I appreciate you checking in.
This is to the north of our place. North of my house. So like I said, okay, we'll just give you a good panorama. That's that one by Los Animas County that's
Off to
coming
the
in.
south.
So it's coming in on us.
Okay, well, right behind you, you make sure you're paying attention to that thing back behind you, because it certainly has a wall cloud there. It is certainly getting a little bit more kind of a lowering there, Mary, and you can see like right at the base of that wall cloud now, right off of John's right shoulder. John, I would kind of get that road down and then turn around and watch that thing, man. Well, you be careful, my friend. We appreciate you being with us. Thanks for letting us know.
If I get secured, I might call you back.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for you. Okay, thanks, John. Appreciate that. We're just getting incredible stuff from the Peaks to Plains weather viewers here, Mary, that are literally out in the situation this afternoon. So we've had pictures of wall clouds. Andrew sent that in here, is what he saw a little bit ago. We've talked to Nancy. We've talked to John, who have both called in this afternoon. Our weather together is in full effect this afternoon, Mary, with this tornado-warned thunderstorm.
Yeah, it certainly is. I hope Nancy is okay. I'm sure she's getting in on some strong winds right now. I still have her circled. She's in Manzanola. The storm kind of coming right near her area. If you are still in the vicinity here of Fowler, we heard from Julie, a viewer of Peaks to Plains weather just a few moments ago. Great feedback from her saying that the tornado sirens or the outdoor warning sirens are going off in Fowler. And then Sean saying it's getting black in La Junta. So even if you're outside of the warning polygon, which is depicted in red, this is, again, an active tornado warning in effect for the next 13 minutes. If you're on the outside of that, I would still get in the interior-most portion of your home on the lowest level, because depending on how this storm responds over the next 10 to 15 minutes, it could start to gust out and release some pretty powerful winds. So that's also another concern. It's hard to know how tight that circulation is, because once again, we are on a radar site that is over 100 miles away from the storm, because the Pueblo NWS radar is down. So we're not able to get as accurate information about what's happening in the lower part of the storm, because being 100 miles away from the next radar site, the further away you are, especially over 50 miles, the higher that beam is going to point in that storm. And that's going to give us data that is just above the surface, and we need data more at the surface. Right. So it looks like we've got more videos showing up here from John.
Yeah, he's back. He's back in live. John, what's happening right now?
Well, like I said, it's built around more northeast. It's said over David's place. His farm. I'm headed to that hay barn right there, but if that's just all dirt, but it's coming all the way around us now. Other one, but it's mostly dirt.
Well, do me a favor. Stop right here as you're getting kind of off the field, out of the field, if you don't mind, and kind of pan to the left here, because we got something from Melissa that says she's getting some texts that there may have been a touchdown. And from what I see right now, that doesn't appear to be the case. But what people start seeing, John, and what you are looking at right now, obviously there's lots of dust that's being lofted from the fields and whatnot. And so sometimes that gets confused with, what could be a potential tornado touchdown. But I certainly don't see anything hanging out of the base of this now that indicates to me that there's rotation that's making it down to the surface. But your eye, I know, sees it better than what I'm seeing in the camera. Would you agree with that?
I don't see any east side. I can point to, okay, the reference is right over that bar that's probably showing up right now. You see the dirt blowing up. It isn't swirling or anything.
Okay. So again, you are looking at the exact right place where if a tornado was to occur, it would occur. And we don't see anything that looks like that right now. But John, do me a favor. How far would you estimate, and you're good at this, having spent, decades in the field, how far away from you is the base of this storm?
I don't know if I'm so great at I would say that's Fowler. There's your nice hook in the front of that Fowler's about 5 miles away. Probably within 5 miles, probably the upper part that's coming up.
Okay. Well, let's get you out of there. Let's get you on the move. Thanks again for calling us back. It's been extremely helpful. We appreciate it. Thanks for being part of Peaks to Plains Weather, our weather together. And Mary, he's out doing his work.
Reporter, remember?
He's still breaking stuff down for us while he's driving away there. John is such a good guy. You would like him a lot, but he's out there getting things done and taking a moment out of his day to help all of the neighbors here who are asking us a bunch of questions. Like Lisa says, is it a tornado touching down, or is it just a warning? And, she's saying touching down, I'm in my basement, but my sister-in-law said it touched down right on top of them. So, there's obviously wind moving around and whatnot, and people in different places. Susan says she's in Fowler and there is no tornado. And from what we just saw from John, I would tend to think that's the case. But Mary, you know this. If you're in a spot that gets strong wind and the wind causes damage, it doesn't matter if it was a tornado or not, right?
No, it doesn't. And it could be that the storm's releasing all that energy and gusting out. And we don't really know that because we can't see the data at the bottom of the storm or towards the surface. But that can also feel like tornadic winds, even if it's just straight line winds. But that is hard to know. She was in the Fowler area saying no tornado, but where was the other viewer located? I didn't see.
Let's see. So Lisa was in Fowler and Melissa was in Fowler. So we got lots of folks in Fowler watching right now, which is understandable because the storm is coming right into Fowler. So John lives in Olney Springs, which is off to the northeast of Fowler. And so he is about right in here. And so he said he was about 5 miles from Fowler, and then the storm was to the west of there. So John was kind of looking sort of off in this direction. Let me put this arrow on here for you. That's kind of what he was looking at. And you can see that thing is crossing Highway 96, crossing Highway 50 now. Obviously, there's gusty wind occurring with that thing as well. And the best we can tell thus far is that there has not been a tornado, but that tornado warning continues. And so, if you are in Fowler right now, if you are in Olney Springs, if you are in Nepesta, just to be safe, it doesn't hurt anything to go into your safe place. Yes, Mary.
The NWS says, so we got somebody that says a tornado is occurring 1.5 miles west of Fowler right now.
Okay, so a tornado on the ground. They may be seeing that as very possible here. So this is right in the spot where, we're looking off to the northwest of Fowler. The Weather Service, whose office is to the west of this storm, Tornado occurring about 1.5 miles west of Fowler right now. So this is along Highway 50 in the vicinity of Highway 167 between Fowler and Nepesta. So if you are in this area, you should be seeking shelter immediately. Nancy, if you are still watching here and if you are off to the east and if you can hop back on, if you are in a safe place, we sure would appreciate that. This is what the last shot we got from Nancy looked like. So again, a tornado on the ground right now. This is kind of right on the border here of Pueblo County and Otero County and Crowley County, which is right where Fowler is, right at the junction of those three counties there, Mary. And so we've got a tornado on the ground here this afternoon.
That's what we're getting reports of. And you can see a large hail core just to the west of Fowler right now. 2 to 3 inch in diameter hail up to baseball size hail just west of Crowley. So for those viewers that can just maybe hear our voices, maybe not see, maybe they were streaming us live. I have puppies, by the way, that I'm trying to talk over. I apologize. But the interiormost portion of your home on the lowest level, stay in your storm shelter. We have had reports of a confirmation of a tornado on the ground about 1.5 miles west of Fowler. Don't let that make you scared. It looks like this is a tornado that's potentially strong, but it doesn't matter. If it's spawning a tornado, it's dangerous, and we want you to be extra weather aware. And it looks like John is showing us. Is this John or is this someone new?
Yeah, it's John. John, what are you seeing, my friend?
If you look towards over there, you can kind of see the whole towards Fowler, getting kind of covered in dust.
So can you say that again? Your audio was breaking up a little bit.
It's getting covered by dust. But where the low cloud is there, you could have seen the funnel right when we turned in.
Okay, so you guys saw the funnel. I got a picture of it as well. It looked like it was a little rope one. Would you agree that that's what you saw?
Yes.
Okay, and so does it look like, are you able to tell if it's still on the ground?
No, it's getting kind of wrapped. There's all kinds of blowing dust all around.
Okay.
So,
And who am I talking to now? Is this David?
that's David. This is David Tomke.
David, okay. Well, thanks for checking in with us. So tell us what direction you're looking right now, David.
That is looking towards Fowler.
Okay.
Southwest.
Okay.
Springs.
So looking toward Fowler from Olney Springs. Okay, we've got another person that's popped in now. David, if you see something change, hop back in. Let's go over to this one. I see the inflow going into the storm really, really hard there. This is Nancy back with us. Nancy, did you see the tornado a little bit ago?
I did, and then it disappeared before I could get you all back up here, but I did take a quick picture and a video.
Okay. How long would you say that was on the ground, Nancy?
It was less than a minute, Matt.
Okay. Were you able to tell, was it in the vicinity of anything, Nancy, or was it just out in an open field?
I don't think so. I think it was in an open field because it was just over the road. And so thank goodness it didn't look like it was around any town. I don't know if there are any farms out that direction. I was going to drive up to the hill, but I stopped when I saw it.
Okay. Well, let's just hang out here together, Nancy, if you don't mind. I mean, you're still quite a ways away from this. Describe how fast that inflow wind is moving there right at the surface, because it looks like that's moving at a pretty good clip.
It is. It's a good 30 miles an hour, I'd imagine. It's just blowing. We are so dry here. It's just terrible. We've had 1/10 of an inch of rain for the entire month of June. And
Oh, my goodness
you're
sakes.
looking at all the dirt on the prairie coming across. It's just horrible.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, and you can see that blowing around there. Nancy, I'm going to pull this up. I think will be able to see what I'm about to show here. Is this what the tornado looked like when you saw it earlier?
Yes, I just saw it from this angle. It was incredible.
Have you ever seen a tornado before, Nancy?
Not live, Matt.
Well, hey, you're live on Peaks to Plains weather now. And, you know, you have been a huge help here this afternoon. You're still in a pretty safe spot since you are in the inflow there, Nancy. So if you
Yes.
if you see another funnel come out of that thing, hop back on and let us know, would you?
You bet.
Okay. Thank you so much for helping us out. Thanks for being part of Peaks to Plains weather.
You're welcome. Thank you for what you all do, Mary and Matt and Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel's going to join us this weekend. Mary, this is pretty incredible stuff here that we are experiencing this afternoon. I mean, this is what Peaks to Plains weather is all about. I'm going to keep Nancy on here as long as she is with us. She's looking right at the base of this storm. You see the sun back behind it, so she's kind of looking due west right now. And it is that lowering there in the middle of the screen where the tornado would be. This is what it looked like from Andrew when the tornado was occurring near Fowler. It looked like the tornado was occurring, was about, let's see here. Let me see what time. Was about 5:23. So we're sitting at 5:29 now. So, you know, within the last 5 to 10 minutes, we had this tornado that was on the ground, and the tornado warning with this storm continues here. The tornado warning remains in effect and as we move past 5:30 now here. There was a storm chaser, Quincy Vagel, was checking out this landspout slash hybrid tornado near Fowler. He reported it at 5:16, so maybe it was about 15 minutes ago, and I'll see if I can get that into the system as well. Nancy, stay on that shot there. I am going to bring Mary in here for a second, who popped back in. Mary, this is the exact sort of thing. Whoops, John popped back in right as I was going over to Mary. Mary, this is the exact kind of thing that you and I had envisioned when, you know, you were joining Peaks to Plains weather, and pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, to be able to have that ground truth and talk directly to our viewers it's everything. I mean, obviously we want people to stay safe, and we want to do so and communicate where they're the safest, but to have that connection, it's all about the connection. We're all experiencing the weather, whether you are a meteorologist, you're a weather guru, you know, and we all have to stay connected. So to be able to connect and bring that to the forefront is exactly why we do what we do.
Yeah, let's go back out to John and David here. Are you guys looking at a funnel? Is that what I'm seeing there, kind of in the middle right of the screen?
Yeah, it kind of looks like rotation in there, so marble-sized hail is starting to fall in all these springs.
Can you do me a favor and turn your phone horizontally for me? Are you guys on 96 out there?
We are a mile south of Highway 96 and a mile east of Only Springs.
Okay, where are you seeing the rotation? Use your finger to show where you are seeing the rotation.
Kind of look back up in here.
Okay, so
Drop it down there.
okay, I have a couple other people that are saying, Tony is saying that there is a funnel due east of Fowler right now. The tornado siren in Rocky Ford is going off. Travis says he's seen the tornado from Sugar City. And so obviously it's still pretty busy at 68th Lane. They've got golf ball sized hail. So you guys are starting to pick up hail now. I can hear it. Is it still marble size?
Yeah, it's a little bigger right now.
It's soft right now.
Soft at the moment.
Is the truck beat up already, or are we going to sit here and watch the truck get beat up together?
It's a 22-year-old farm truck. What do you think?
Oh, man. So what direction is the wind coming from where you guys are?
East. It was east.
Coming out of the northeast and north southeast.
Okay.
Or southwest. You can see how it's just picking and lifting on that leading edge.
Back up around and get a better view on it.
On my Asia.
Wow. Well, gentlemen, you guys.
This on TV.
I mean, this is great footage. This is, you guys stay safe. Do you feel like you need to move?
We always like storm chasers.
Well, you are now. I'll tell you what. Mary's going to send you a T-shirt for sure. You guys have earned a T-shirt today. We'll get some in the mail for you. Mary, do
How
they
big
still?
is that hail?
Yeah, how big is that, guys? Yeah, just little stuff. Okay. Well, you guys are a little to the northeast of where the core is. Mary, I'm going to bring you back in here, and I'm going to pull us up in the quad shot here that we've got going. This has just been incredible stuff. What are you seeing there, David?
Well, you see the clouds kind of moving back into it, and leading edge of the storm, you can just see it lifting.
Get on the south side so we're not getting so much of there. We're gonna swing around. You can get a panoramic.
Are they in Olney Springs? Where are they at?
Yeah,
Matt?
they're on Highway 96, so in the vicinity of Olney Springs. How far are you guys from town?
Oh, about a half mile from town.
Which direction? Northeast?
We're southeast of Olney Springs, about southeast about half mile.
Okay, now we can get a good view.
Okay, so southeast of Olney Springs here, Mary, which has them in still a pretty safe spot.
Just point to the town, just show where the town is.
Back over there, okay. Well, man, yeah, you guys have just all been in really good spots to look at this thing here. So you're kind of starting to look off to the southwest now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're off to the northeast of the core here. Kind of looking back across Fowler, across Highway 50 toward eastern Pueblo County. And, gosh, that thing is a big old mess back there now.
The hail has stopped and it's starting to pick up a little more rain.
Yeah, they're kind of out of it now. That hail core is now over, well, it looks like it's going to shift over Manzanola and still kind of on Fowler. Of course, that's the data we're getting up in the storm. But the shot that we saw that I don't think we can share or broadcast, Matt, looked a little bit more like a little land spout.
Yeah, and
quick little...
I mean, it's tough to say. Like, I know it looks like a land spout and it's little, but I think from what I think, Mary, like the storm that it was attached to,
it's probably just a quick little roping out.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just because, it's not like it was sitting on a boundary and then garden variety thunderstorm came overhead. This is a legit storm. And so, I would say they called it a hybrid tornado just because I think they agree with you that, it looks like a land spout. It has that typical kind of look that we usually see, those little ropey things. But, tornado has occurred. Whether it's wide, whether it's skinny, really doesn't tell you anything about the strength of said tornado. Sometimes the little ones are spinning really, really fast and are really, really wicked, and sometimes the wide ones aren't spinning as fast. So it's tough to know, obviously. You have to go back after the fact and figure that out. But it's been an interesting afternoon with this storm rolling right across Highway 50 now on the Pueblo, Crowley, and Otero County line. It is really tough, Mary, to analyze this thing in a way that we normally would with the radar being down. Like, it's not overly useful.
It's not. I'm not sure if they can hear me talking, if they could wipe their camera a little bit. And maybe take a little bit of a closer view. It looks like that hail core is just unleashing around Fowler and south of Manzanola. So I don't see any little tails kind of kicking up at the end there to suggest that we've got a very, very strong winds or it's gusting out. But Joan coming through, I can see where she says in Fowler it's starting to hail. So yeah, looks like it's just a very large core. And that could be a sign that we could be seeing the end of the cycle. Don't you agree?
I agree with that wholeheartedly. This sums up, somebody's in the middle of this thing. That's what they say. Sometimes when you're in the middle of it. I did get a picture or a movie here from Mills Farm.
I can let you focus on that. I don't know how long it's going to take you. What I would want to see here to know if it's at the end of its cycle is it kicking up more dust kind of outside of the overall shaft that is reaching the ground there. And if you guys can hear me, if you can zoom in just a little bit, that would be great.
I don't know.
You're doing a great job.
We always just like watching Storm Chasers in the TIV and stuff like that. And Mary, you take good care of that new one that's coming.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. She's about. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of bundles of joy around here lately. So I appreciate it.
If there was a favorite COVID moment was when you were doing weather and your boys would come out and see us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad you remember that. That was like 6 years ago, but they were so little. I'm so glad you remember that. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, here I'll show you the new video that we just got in here. This is from we got Nancy in here too. I'm gonna go back to Nancy. We got Peaks to Plainsers all over the Peaks to Plains cruise in full effect. Nancy, how have things changed where you are?
The wind has really died down, and it's starting to, we can feel some raindrops. We're east of the storm.
Okay, so it looks like this thing, we'll have to look at the radar there. So actually, keep that up. I'm gonna pull you up in this quad shot here that I have. I'm gonna adjust one thing, and I'm gonna bring you up because what you are looking at is exactly what you can see here in Mary's, the radar that she has up this afternoon. So Nancy, do me a favor and pan back to the right just a little bit and see where, Mary, that sun is coming through there. And see how we have two kind of cores on the radar? That's exactly what Nancy is looking at right there, that little split in between the two things
you're right.
where the sun is coming through. That's incredible to see.
Yeah, it is. So you're talking about these two little areas right here. You've got one there and one still over Fowler. I had circled this area in Olney Springs. Because that is where one of the camera shots is from John. And what's the other gentleman's name?
David.
Yep. David, John and David. So thank you so much. Yeah, you can see where those two cores are. So what is the next downwind of that? Do we know?
Well, when you get south of Highway 50, I mean, in terms of
ranches, right?
Town, yeah, right. There's farms. You get, too far south, there's ranches. So what you're looking at on the left is video that we got in from Mills Farms. They were kind of looking at the storm. This was about from 20 minutes ago. And then you see Nancy in the bottom right-hand corner that has a live view right now. And I am getting other pictures here of the tornado that we'll just have to get to them when we can. We've gotten bombarded here with a lot of stuff over the last little bit. And so we'll get all of those in here, but we want to stay with the storm right now and keep an eye out. Looks like the radar's back up, Mary. So let's see, it might take it a little bit for that to get into the system. Might take it about 5 or 6 minutes to do a scan here. But John and David are back. Let's go to them really quick and see what they have an update. So, guys, I'm coming back to you here to see if you have anything. What are you seeing at the moment?
Okay, yeah,
that's towards Manzanola.
We got one of our best friends Zach Mason caught up in his pickup at Fowler. He's a large onion farmer, and he's probably hoping he has any onions left of the hail.
Well, we hope he has onions left too.
I like
Well, you
onions.
can notice it's starting to fill in between, probably down on Highway 50. It's starting to get dark.
You know what? He's right. It is starting to fill in.
Yeah, look at that.
He's seeing this right here. Can you
Let's go
take
back
that
to
back?
Mary. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, he's seeing that right there. So that filling in, we had two kind of separate little areas here. I keep trying to draw on that one. Two separate little cores, and now kind of starting to fill in. So that's what he's looking at. And they are here just southeast of Olney Springs, looking towards the south.
And then we've got Nancy, who is still kind of off to the east of the thing. Nancy, is the wind moving toward the storm or away from it now where you are?
Well, where we're at the very moment, there is no wind.
Okay.
Very calm.
I mean,
interesting.
Nancy,
calm.
did you ever watch Bob Ross?
Oh, yes.
This looks like like that little hole there. It looks like a little Bob Ross painting.
Yes.
I mean, that is stunning.
Yeah.
That is stunning. Well, Mary, I mean, it looks like it's
blue sky.
Right? I mean, that's just kind of fascinating to see there.
Yeah.
The storm certainly doesn't have as much structure as it did, half hour ago when it was producing the tornado. It's a little bit of a mess now. Have you gotten the Pueblo radar to come back up at all or no?
Yep, there we go. Wow, that is a mess. Look at that. You can actually see, so the core right here, and you can see where it's starting to fill back in. As they were saying, it was two separate cores, and now we're seeing that kind of join up together once again. So a lot of hail around Fowler. It looks like in between Fowler and Manzanola, south of Highway 50, is where your larger hailstones are likely falling. That could be up to egg-size hail there just to the south of Manzanola. Let's look at one more thing, though, before, let's see. Give me 2 seconds. Take that off. And see if we can actually, oh, okay. Are you seeing this?
Oh, yes, I do see that. Yep. So I'm going to pull us back up into this quad box with Nancy, who's still there just rocking it this afternoon. And you've got the velocity on there, and I have the reflectivity. So there's definitely still circulation in that core that is the farther west of the two. That's just off to the southwest of Fowler right now.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 1 second. Let me see if I can split my boxes here and do one thing. Nope, that's not going to give me anything. Yeah, there's still some rotation. You're right.
Well, and you know what, Mary? If you look at the correlation coefficient right on the southwestern flank of that thing where you have the circulation, there is a little,
yeah, you can.
Little bit of a minimum. So there may be a tornado on the ground.
Right here.
Yep.
Right here?
Yep. Right in there.
All right, let me draw that better.
And it's possible that there's a tornado on the ground right now. That may be rain wrapped, that we might not be able to see from where we've got Nancy and our gentlemen that are out storm chasing this afternoon. These guys look like they're getting back into some hail here, so they're messing with the core. We've got Nancy who's in her car now. And, I still, if you were to the south of Fowler on Highway 167, I would remain in your safe place here for the next little bit. So kind of along Flying A Road over toward County Road 11 and State Highway 167 to the south of Highway 50 off to the south of Fowler. I would still be inside at this point to get as many walls between you and the potential tornado as possible, as there's still rotation and a little bit of a sign that there could be a tornado on the ground. We don't have any confirmation of that right now, but it is certainly a possibility.
Look at this. Hold on. Let me stop it.
Well, I'm going to pull you up full.
Giant hail. That yellow is coming on the a legend of giant hail right in this area. And then another little uptick in hail here in Fowler. So that's very, very large hail. So anywhere that you're seeing the burgundy color, not just the red is large hail, but you get into the extremely considerable damaging hail when you get into the burgundy and yellow colors there. So that's showing, and this is on the Pueblo radar site. Thank goodness we have that back.
Right. That gives us
Hats
a lot
off to
more
the
confidence.
technicians.
A lot more confidence in what we're seeing there. And we got Nancy back up here. Nancy, is that a little funnel that is descending right there? I can't tell.
I don't see anything. It's becoming just really a blur and
Okay.
raining now.
Okay. Well, if you start seeing rotation, you let us know. Are you getting hail now, or is that just rain that I'm hearing?
It's just big rain right now, but if we're going to get that hail that Mary's talking about, I'm going to start driving east.
Well, yeah, as you should. I do think it's west of you and it's going south, so I think you're going to be okay.
Okay, good.
Where you are. But certainly if you get to a spot where you need to move, we want you to move for sure. Are you closer to Manzanola or Rocky Ford?
Actually a little bit closer to Manzanola.
Okay, so yeah.
Is she on the north side of Highway 50 or where in proximity?
South side of Highway 50, right on 266.
266. Let me zoom in on that.
Oh,
that giant.
Sorry.
That hail core is just moving. It's moving south of you.
Yeah, I think she's okay.
What did she say? County Road what?
266, I think is what she said.
202.
202. Thank you, Nancy. And I'm going to just ping back and forth here on the velocity and the reflectivity. Because right on the south end of this thing, which is right where if we were going to get tornadoes, they would be, we do have two little couplets there that we are still watching. Nancy's in a spot where it's a little bit tougher to see now that there's rain and hail between her and, what we're seeing there. We've lost John and David for the moment. But, if you are in the path of this storm, you do need to take this seriously for a couple of different threats that we have ongoing. Tornado warning is in effect. It still includes Fowler, still includes Manzanola and the Highway 50 corridor. From what I can see at the moment, it looks like the most likely area of a tornado is off to the south of Highway 50, kind of on the southwestern edge of where Mary has the reflectivity up right now. And so on either side of Highway 167, I'm going to pull myself back up full here for a second and just let the folks know who should kind of be, in your safe spaces. If you are sort of right in this corridor here, straddling Highway 167, heading toward Highway 10, I would still be in my safe place with as many walls between myself and the outside as I could get. The other threat that we have, though, is for large hail, as we said, and as Mary was talking about there, and she is still zooming around here, looking for the road where Nancy was, I think is what Mary's doing right now. Am I reading that correctly, my friend?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yep, no problem. So I'm going to zoom out here. We're going to kind of reset. It is 5:53 on Monday afternoon. We have a tornado warning that is up until 6:15 for the greater Fowler area and locations off to the south. I see somebody else is joining us now. This may be a new person. And again, you can come on here on Peaks to Plains Weather by using these links that we have. I suggest you put them into your phone as Peaks to Plains Weather contact, if you will. And I see the live shot that we're getting now. It looks like your phone is maybe locked on the aspect of it, because I see you trying to shoot horizontally there, and the phone isn't flipping over. So maybe unlock the rotation part of your screen, and we'll see if we can get that person back up there. But kind of out toward Highway 350 off to the southwest of La Junta is where we still have this tornado warning. There is another storm that has a severe thunderstorm warning on it, and so I'm going to go focus on that now. This is in the vicinity of Kim. This is on Highway 160, just to the west of Kim. This severe thunderstorm warning is also in effect until 6:15. This is for ping pong ball sized hail right on Highway 160 off to the west of Kim by about 6 miles. This storm is moving off to the southeast at 30 miles per hour. It may also be producing some very strong wind gusts. And the red shading that you see around this means that a tornado is possible with this severe storm. Sometimes severe thunderstorms can produce tornadoes with little or no warning. And what we're looking at here, make sure I'm looking at the right radar before I say this. So I am looking at the Pueblo radar here at this point. Doesn't look like an overly strong tornado signal right now, but if you are in Kim and just to the west of there, to the south of there, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for a storm that may produce some wind gusts around 60 miles per hour and some hail to around the size of ping pong balls. Let's see who else is joining us this afternoon. Just lost them as I was about to pull them up. They're working on figuring the phone out, which, hey, I get. If you are in a safe space, whether you're around Kim, whether you're in maybe Branson looking at this storm, or if you are in a safe place and you can see the tornado warned storm, you can join us here on Peaks to Plains Weather. I do want to let you know that our coverage of severe storms is brought to you by TAMCO. TAMCO Hail Guard Shingles Beyond Class 4. They are our severe weather sponsor here on Peaks to Plains Weather, and we thank them for making it possible. So this storm now is just hanging out right on Highway 50. And it is a little bit of an analytical mess, to be honest with you here. It certainly doesn't have the structure that we had earlier, but we might have a couple of updrafts happening here. It's a real messy thing to analyze on the fly. And as I'm looking at the hail cores with this, it looks like some of the largest hail, or at least the potential for the largest hail, may have dropped a little bit. Let me put a little bit of transparency on our hail track here so we can see. So that second cell off to the west there is still tracking some pretty large hail in the computer. So this, believe it or not, still in the vicinity of Fowler, Olney Springs now. It's kind of built off to the northeast. And that thing is just a mess. So from Olney Springs toward Manzanola, off to the southwest of Rocky Ford. 202 is where Nancy was, just to the south of Highway 50, and you see County Road 11 there. This is where we have the potential for some very large hail still continuing, especially with this newer updraft that's on the northwestern flank of this storm. I see Mary bringing in some hail analysis now. We got a couple areas we're watching south of Manzanola and kind of right in the vicinity of Olney Springs now, Mary, is where the largest hail is being depicted.
Yeah, so where you're looking at the burgundy to yellow color, not just the red, it's that deep burgundy color to yellow color is large to giant hail. What do we mean by giant? We could mean up to tennis ball size hail. That means that's lofted in the storm. Doesn't always mean that's reaching the surface. That's what the data analysis is showing us, the feedback to the radar. And we're still pretty close to the radar site. That Pueblo radar is back now, so we're able to see that. But as Matt was saying, it's a little bit of a convective mess. You still have hail that is another little hail core here just back towards Olney Springs. That's still probably producing some pea-sized hail or half-inch hail, but it looks like the larger hail core is now to the south and east of Manzanola. And as I put this into motion, you're talking of forward speed moving south and east, probably at about 10 miles per hour. I would say it's fairly moderate to slow. Matt, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it really, it hasn't moved much over the last, I don't know, 20 minutes, Mary, right?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. And so it's still an active tornado warning. And you can see where the terminology here says observed. That means that we did have touchdown with this tornado back just about 1.5 miles to the west of Fowler. What was that, about an hour ago, 45 minutes ago? Probably about 40 minutes ago. So it's definitely a storm that has very erratic behavior, and sometimes in between radar scans, you can get a little spawning of a tornado that can happen very fast. So it wouldn't be one of those situations today where you would look out the window and think, okay, I'm going to watch the evolution of tornado genesis here. It wouldn't be structured that beautifully and that organized. It would be something where you would see kind of a hybrid, quick little spin up that can happen really fast and, you know, kind of come up on top of you pretty quickly. So just kind of keep a heads up. You can see that hail core now kind of shifting just south of Rocky Ford, just around 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Highway.
Yeah, it seems like the whole thing after, you know, when it was going south, there was a 20-minute run up in the south motion of this thing before we had the tornado that was produced. And Mary, it's starting to look like it's moving off to the southeast here now. And sometimes when this happens, what I've observed over the years is that it's partly due to the moisture. The best moisture over the eastern plains is sitting right along the Arkansas River, right? And so it's gotten into the river channel. And so the storm is starting to draw on where that richest moisture is. And it may be why it started to look here like it's getting more of a southeastern movement to it versus that south that we had for a while.
Yeah, certainly so. I wish I could write better. It's kind of hard.
There you go. You're giving it a good go there.
Just call me Bob Ross.
Hey, we've had a couple references of him today.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, but that is 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Parkway. Yeah, it would be interesting if we could hear from. I hope Nancy's okay. And
yeah,
John
she's sending
David,
me emails right now. She is okay. She's sending us pictures that we're going to get up. I see the tornado that she saw, so it kind of matches the other one. We'll get all this stuff up here. Here's a really good tornado picture. So this is from Mark Tomke. Let me give me a minute here to get this in, Mary.
Yeah, so this large hail core looks like it's going to kind of run parallel to Highway 50. So if you're in Rocky Ford and you're wondering, oh gosh, am I going to pick up on some large hail? This hail core, likely not. But we have a little hail core back here around Manzanola that is not very, very large and it's not organized. But we have to watch this little hail core here. We could have like, another little cycle here where we see a good updraft where it could kind of shift towards Rocky Ford. So not out of the woods yet. But look at this. You can see we've had, it looks like right here at County Road 11, we have almost an inch in diameter hail reported from Odin Williams. Thank you for that. Always love that ground truth. That's just to the north of 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Highway, south of Highway 50, and south of Rocky Ford. So always amazing when we can get that ground truth in conjunction with the radar analysis, because sometimes that radar is giving us, what's happening in the storm. We don't know, how much that's reaching the surface. Look at that.
You can see on the bottom left here, and I will pull it up full. This is from Mark Tomke. So the whole Tomke family. We've had John, we've had David, we've had Mark now. This is the tornado near Fowler earlier. You can see plain as day. It most certainly was on the ground here. There is zero doubt about that. He is north of Fowler. Lane 3 was his description on the picture here. He's also sent me a movie that I will work on getting in here. And it looks like, Mary, in this shot, usually when you see some trees like this out in this area, it's somebody's home, like there's some windbreaks kind of around these things. We have no reports at all of any damage, which if we get through this today from the tornado perspective would be fantastic. There's probably some damage somewhere, Mary, from some of the hail that we have had out there today. No doubt about that. I mean, we were, hours ago now, we were tracking this thing coming out of Colorado Springs. This is that same storm, by the way, that came out of the Fountain area that we're still watching here now that we're past 6 o'clock on this Monday.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to extend this into a severe thunderstorm warning now and maybe allow with just a tornado tag. You know what I mean?
Let's see here. So this was as of 5:58, so a few minutes ago. Says there was a law enforcement report of a tornado. No new tornadoes have been observed in the last 10 minutes, but strong rotation that we were talking about still located in the Fowler vicinity. They still have got this thing moving off kind of to the southeast here. And I think since that was put out, like it looks less likely to me.
Yeah, I don't really see anything overly concerning in Fowler.
But there, at one point, there may have been a second tornado, because this is a law enforcement one now. Obviously, the Weather Service has a lot going on like we do. We'll see if we get... So here is a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. So this is for Otero County and southeastern Crowley County. This one is going to be until 6:45. John's back in here. Let's bring him back in. John, you've had a little bit of a wild afternoon. The storm kind of started building off to the northeast. Where are you guys now?
Okay, you can see right over there, that is down to Manzanola. Highway 207, just north of Manzanola. We'll go off to the side, get a panorama of it. And it's raining pretty good. Woo! David just opened. It's coming right at him from the east, but a little clear to the west. But yeah, it looks like it's raining all down the river. We need rain. You were talking about damage. Well, I don't know if you can damage much. So the damage is going to be in for your roof guys at the Fountain and the city. Somebody might have lost a house and that out there, but hopefully no cattle hit. But it's changing.
Yeah, I think there's been some big hail in the last little bit south of you. Is that a rainbow I'm seeing right now?
Yeah, that's to the east.
Okay, so looking east. So the heaviest rain kind of from where you guys are, if I'm putting the pieces together, the heaviest stuff certainly off to the south of where you are at the moment.
That is Manzanola right there.
Okay.
We're about 2 miles north of Manzanola, Highway 207. And that's like back east. So it'd be Rocky Ford over that area.
Okay, so Mary's doing some breakdown of where you are right now. And Mary, it looks like the reflectivity has jumped back up here. I'm going to bring you full because it looks like we're picking up some of the blue again that we had earlier today.
Yeah, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that extends now. It includes actually back towards Olney Springs. So you are, David and John, under that severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45. It's another 38 minutes. 70-mile-an-hour winds. It's a possibility that you see an uptick in that hail that could be up to about egg-size hail. But it looks like the most dangerous hail core right now is just around that 1st Cavalry Memorial Highway, where we've already had an inch in diameter hail reported. You can see that number 1 there. It's close to an inch, but if you zoom in even closer, you can actually see where it's even larger than that. You're probably talking a little bit closer to 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. So that runs parallel to 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Highway, south of Rocky Ford. That's where your most dangerous hail core is. And that will be scooting to your south and east, but very, very slowly at about 10 miles per hour. Now, that doesn't mean that, you're kind of in the safe zone in Rocky Ford, because look at this. You can actually see an uptick in the hail core like we just talked about north of Manzanola, where you have a new little hail core forming south of Crowley. And then it kind of extends back a little bit closer to Rocky Ford. So La Junta, you're also included in that severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45 p.m. We have had an observed tornado associated with this very disjointed convection that we're seeing right now.
Oh my
not
gosh,
near
that's
as
an
organized.
understatement.
Yeah. So I don't really see any, I don't really see any actual rotation, but I see that the storm looks like it could be pushing through its life cycle. I'm not sure what you think, Matt, but it's certainly a very powerful hail core there south of Rocky Ford.
Yeah, I think that moving forward here is going to be kind of the driver of the significant weather. It almost looks like once the Pueblo radar came back up, like when you look at this, it looks like it's split. Right? We've got that one moving off to the northeast, and then you have this southern cell now that is moving off to the south. And I would maybe hour and a half, or when we started this second round of live coverage, maybe it was in the first one, I don't remember. We talked about the photographs showing that, storms might split today. And that to me looks like a split here, because we definitely have a northeast moving updraft now, moving toward Ordway. And then we've got this southeast one off to the south of Rocky Ford that, like you said, Mary, is certainly the more significant of the two right now in terms of, hail potential. So it's been a little bit of a mess here. And sometimes when we're talking on the fly and trying to analyze these things, it's a little bit squirrely because you're not 100% sure. Like it takes a couple radar frames to say, oh, okay, that's what happened here. Where we see this split now. So it's been raining for a while in some of these areas, and so we do need the water down here, and that is certainly good news. But so like you said, new severe thunderstorm warning. It includes La Junta, it includes Cheraw, it includes Rocky Ford, Manzanola, everybody along Highway 96 in Crowley County, as we've got these couple of updrafts that we'll keep watching here, and it's certainly the southern of the two that at the moment has the potential for the larger hail. So we'll keep an eye on that one here.
Yeah, like you were saying, if we're going to see a more of a split, you're going to have the northern hail core that's south of Crowley. You'll see an uptick in that. And that, I'm ready to see the next radar scan. I'm anxiously waiting to see what that looks like, because that should be a few seconds away. We'll see what that is looking like around Rocky Ford. But look at how the hail core is kind of growing back towards Highway 50. So let me put this into motion here. You can kind of see where Matt was talking about that split. So you see it's just moderate rain there in Rocky Ford. Nothing really of consequence right now. But to the south of Rocky Ford,
it's like a 7-10 bowling split if you're Rocky Ford,
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
I'm going to focus here, Mary, while we're waiting for that next radar frame to come in, on the storm around Kim, because this storm still has the potential to produce some ping pong ball sized hail as it's now moving off to the south of Highway 160 here, just to the south of the Kim area. We remain under a severe thunderstorm warning for another 3 minutes. It's highly likely that this one gets extended here because we've got some reflectivity from the radar that's up above the 60 on the DBZ, we call it. And I'm going to put on the vertically integrated liquid here, which is a tool that we'll use to analyze hail size. And then we've also got, the computer is still picking up on rotation with this storm here. So let me go ahead and analyze that, and we'll get some motion with this storm that's moving off to the southeast. Let me grab that storm query there. Try one more thing. Here we go.
That severe thunderstorm warning is only for 2 more minutes. I'm guessing they'll probably extend that.
Yeah, I think so.
The one near in Kim.
For sure. Still showing a mesocyclone with it, still some hail potential over 1 inch in diameter, so some ping pong balls with that. And then we're focused on this one that is along Highway 50 here that has really been the storm of the day, Mary, the one that came out of Colorado Springs here. So, you know, pretty wild times to have seen this storm move really, really slow down as it has hit the river here. That's been really interesting to watch over the last little bit.
Yeah, it certainly has. You can see all the reports from this storm back across Fountain, 1.5 inch in diameter around Fountain Mesa Parkway, and around Lorison Ranch. We had about a quarter-size hail. We had 60-mile-an-hour winds when it started to rotate, and then it did spawn that tornado right here just to the west of Fowler, about a mile west of Fowler. We had a quick little spin up, and now it's continuing to produce sizable hail, possibly close to baseball size hail south of Rocky Ford. But that hail core kind of stretching up a little bit closer to Highway 50, but looks like it's going to bypass Rocky Ford. So if you're in Rocky Ford today and you're thinking, I don't have anything to put my car up under, you got pretty lucky today.
That's right. I think we're back with John and David here. You guys, what town are you in right now?
We just went through Manzanola.
Okay.
A lot of water.
Yeah, this
Corn don't look stripped up.
Yeah, it doesn't look stripped up too bad. Doesn't look like a lot of stuff's going in. Rocky Ford, that's where all those nice Rocky Ford cantaloupe watermelons come through. Now, was that Nancy Westfall you were on with before?
It was. I know you. I'm sure you know Nancy.
Well, our pasture out here, we're neighbors. I know her husband a lot better, but yes, good friends with my wife and everything like that. Good people.
That's the beauty of small communities.
Yeah, we've got a farm, David Farms out here that's right off the High Line edge that we're going to go. There's the river, when we crossed the river, it doesn't look like any crops are stripped. That's forage sorghum. So the hail wasn't bad here in Manzanola.
That's certainly good news. It may be a little bit of a different situation as you head south of there. That's where we were picking up some of the bigger hail. And of course, we hope that isn't the case. But, you know, that's a good report from where you guys are right now. It looks like the sun came back out, too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thanks for that update. Those guys have been working hard, Mary. It's like we need to get them on the payroll or something almost, right?
I know. I kind of want to go out and ride the tractor for a little bit. That looked fun.
Oh, John would let you ride the tractor. I have no doubt about that. If you want to go out there and make a trip to the Tomke farm, he'll let you drive that thing as long as you want. There's no doubt about it.
I bet you can get some good thinking going while you're just plowing some fields, you know?
That's
think about
for sure.
your life, all the decisions you've made.
Yeah, lots of time to think about stuff, for sure.
Yeah.
All
well,
right.
To reset, we've got a sizable hail core south of Swink that's producing at least quarter-size hail, if not closer to ping pong ball size hail. That's radar indicated. We had some ground truth around 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Highway. It's still falling in that area. Let me zoom in a little closer. So just to kind of reset and give you a little bit of an idea for those folks that are joining us in La Junta, this is what's heading your direction. It is a very large hail core that has had already destructive hail associated with it. And it is moving south and east, but you'll notice it's kind of growing towards Swink. So you're not, you're still in that severe thunderstorm warning there in La Junta until 6:30. And that hail core is probably going to expand a little further north and east. So La Junta, now would be the time to kind of keep your car underneath the carport if at all possible. Yourself is more important, obviously. But that hail core is continuing to produce at least quarter-size hail. And you can see where we've already had that report here, just back towards areas a little bit closer to, I believe that was County Road 11, as that intersects with 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Highway. So some pretty destructive hail out there today. In terms of rotation, not seeing a lot of rotation here. We're seeing some strong winds, certainly maybe some 40, 50 mile an hour gusts, and large hail looks to be the primary concern, which is why they have allowed that tornado warning to expire. And now it continues with a severe thunderstorm warning for La Junta and areas around Chirral. Did I say that right?
Yep, Chirral, yep.
Chirral, Rocky Ford until 6:45. So they've extended that until 6:45 p.m. They have a tornado tag on this warning, simply based on the observed tornado that this cell produced about an hour ago. But as Matt was saying, which I think is a good observation, we've got a little split here in the cells. So you're seeing another uptick in the hail core south of Ordway, and then the hail south of Swink, hail core there in the La Junta area. I'm going to put this into motion just to see what
we're starting to get is that a spike there that's starting to show up southeast of that core?
You mean like a sun spike?
No, like a 3-body spike. I can't tell you.
Hail's, yeah.
Right, kind of like that on that last frame there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That storm, that southern cell is still going to be a beast as it keeps rolling off to the southeast. I mean, that thing has certainly grown here since the splits happened over the last little bit. Here's a new picture we got, Mary. This from Nancy, who's been chasing all day long for us here on Peaks to Plains Weather. She's been working really, really hard. She was in a great spot between Rocky Ford and Manzanola. You can see the tornado there, a little clearing back behind it, which shows us the rear flank downdraft, which is just to the left of the tornado that you see there. So the tornado kind of right on the leading edge of the rear flank downdraft and the inflow. It was not an impressive looking tornado. Is that is a little funnel, if I may say so myself, but a tornado nonetheless. And I'm a little confused if there was maybe 2 with that late warning that we had just before 6 o'clock from the Weather Service. If that was the same report, I don't know, sometimes this stuff comes in so quick. We'll have to go back and kind of see here. So at least one, maybe there was another one. We'll put those pieces together when we're done here. But we are still watching a storm that initially rolled out of the Pikes Peak region, rolled across northeastern Pueblo County, rolled off to the southeast here over the last number of hours. And you can see this thing just coming out of the Colorado Springs metro and rolling off to the southeast. As it approached Fowler, it had a little bit more of a southerly movement to it. It was when that happened that we got the tornado to occur. And we talked about this the last few days, watching for these right-turning thunderstorms. And this one made a right turn before it split, produced that tornado, and we've still got the big hail cores out there right now with 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One kind of for the southern split, one for the northern split there. So we are focused across Crowley and Otero counties at the moment. This storm is going to move, at least the southern one, into Bent County, probably staying south of Highway 50 here over the next little bit. And we've got these warnings that are in effect until the southern one, 7 o'clock, the northern one until 6:45 as we roll through the dinner hour on this Monday. Speaking of, Mary, have you gotten some food? Like, we're at the end of the pregnancy here. We got to make sure that you are still getting the food. There you go.
I did. I was ducking and eating my sandwich when you weren't looking.
Well, see, and a week ago you said that you were not going to eat on the air again, but I was like, just go ahead and eat on the air. People know you're pregnant, and you gotta eat, right?
Girls gotta eat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're supposed to be family here, all family. So I feel like we can relax, and y'all know I'm just gonna have to eat a little bit.
Right.
Look at this. Look at this. This is quarter-sized hail from James and Kristen in the Fountain Mesa area earlier today. So we had a lot of pictures showing up, showing us where this storm that has dropped a lot of hail around southern El Paso County over the last 2 hours. and then continues to kind of roll into portions of the southeast plains now. And you can now see a new severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to pause the radar here. You can see where the hail core is, the largest hail core. And I think you were right on that spike, because you can see another little hail core going out there south. Can't remember the name. 1st Cavalry Division Memorial Highway. It looks like the hail core is going to bypass La Junta. And so that is a new active severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7 p.m. For considerable damage due to that large hail that is 1 3/4 inch in diameter. So close to, it's over ping pong ball size hail, and possibility of up to baseball size hail would be possible, although not quite. That's going to scoot just to the south and east of La Junta and continue towards parts of Springfield. So if that cell can hold together, we'll be watching for a possibility that, this could begin to rotate again and spawn another tornado, because it's been a pretty impressive cell so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would not surprise me at all. I mean, it's in more or less the same environment that it was earlier. And, there's no reason to think that certainly is not a possibility. We've got somebody else popping back in now. Let's see. We got Randy Robinson, who's joining us. Randy, thanks for joining Peaks to Plains. Tell us where you are and what you see.
So we're just south of Rocky Ford. We're headed towards that large hail band. Right now we see it was a double rainbow at first. We're heading east towards La Junta.
And what have you seen in terms of hail size over the last little bit as you've been driving around, or ponding of water on the roads? Explain what you've been driving through.
So about maybe 2 miles south of Rocky Ford on Highway 71, there was a strong it was coming down pretty hard with rain. We pulled off because visibility was rather low. I think we were about to probably go right into the hail core, it felt like, because it got heavier as we went. And there's plenty of puddles on the road.
Okay, where do you live out in that area, Randy?
I actually live in Rocky Ford. My little sister and I came out to. We're weather fanatics.
So you're doing a little storm chasing today?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to keep you safe, so make sure that you're using the Peaks to Plains radar. Make sure you're trying to stay in the inflow of the storm. So you want the warm, moist air kind of at your back as you're looking to the storm. So see if you can get out ahead of that thing, and let us know if you see anything else that changes, okay?
Will do.
Okay, thank you so much for being part of Peaks to Plains Weather. We appreciate it. Let's go back to John Tomke now. John, I see you here. You've hopped out of the car. Things have certainly gotten nicer where you are, my friend.
We're at Road 12 and FF just south of Manzanola. There's Manzanola down here. Panorama that's looking due north. Right, looking around, beautiful. That's looking toward Rocky Ford Feed Yard where the rainbow is. You can see the silos. That's Rocky Ford, the old sugar factory. And Nancy Westfall's house is just about a mile down the road. And here you can see that storm. That's looking southeast. That would be south of Rocky Ford. See a beautiful rainbow, but clouds look a little sketch still.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of hail right there that you're kind of looking at being illuminated by the light there.
Yeah. And you can see in the background, you can tell in the camera that Kim storm behind it. That doesn't look bad all there. And that's looking due south. We got that. This is our part of our pasture ranch that we have south. We don't have any cattle, and we hope it. David says, "Well, hopefully you'll get it to make it look brown and bad now." Well, enough to clean it up and everything, and that's.
John, when was the last time it rained on the farm?
We had a couple. Well, I remember in February I'd sent you. We had 8 tents, My dad always said he moved in 1951, and he said they got a good rain in February, and everything was dry and horrible the rest of the year. So hopefully that's not true. We had a couple about 2 weeks ago that were maybe like 6/10 out of a couple of them, but it didn't even sprout weeds.
Okay. Well, I know you'll take whatever you can, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is nice. There's some water flowing, but I mean, it's so dry. Cracks are big in this clay soils. And then God made these pastures with the divots in it, so it holds as much as it can back.
Right.
Then get grandma grass going. And Mary, feel free to come down and bring your boys, and we'll give them a tractor ride. We might be doing some wheat next week and haying and everything. So we'd
Well,
love to have you.
Well, she's not going to be able to get down there for a while, John, because she's having a baby.
Probably next summer.
There you go. You can expect her whole crew to come down there, and you guys can just have a whole hootin' time, and you can show her how to drive a tractor. I know she'll want to do that.
And we love babies too.
There you go. Well, you guys have done yeoman's work out there today. I appreciate you and David hopping in and being part of the coverage here at Peaks to Plains Weather. And you're welcome on here anytime. Your signal's breaking up a little bit, so I'm going to let you go. But they have just been fantastic today. Nancy's been fantastic today. We talked to Randy. Lots of people sending pictures here, sending video of the tornado. This is from Mills Farms earlier. Nancy was pulled back a little bit farther. These two photos look like they could be from about exactly the same time when they were taken. I mean, it's just identical there. So thanks to everybody for participating in that. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch that is up for eastern Colorado until 9 o'clock this evening. And the storms are still kind of rolling out there. You can see way up in the panhandle of Nebraska, we've got a tornado warning. We have several severe thunderstorm warnings between Interstate 76 and Interstate 70 in northeastern Colorado. And then certainly what has been the storm of the day in southern Colorado, still rolling here across the heart of the Highway 50 corridor in Mellon Country for sure. Tempest, La Junta, Rocky Ford, Manzanola, Fowler, everybody kind of getting impacted here up into Crowley County where John and David have been. Sugar City getting some rain now. Chirac getting some rain. Swink's getting some rain. Thankfully, the hail staying off to the south of Highway 50 right now, moving across Highway 71, Highway 350 here toward the old Benton area, also toward the old Holly area here off to the southwest of La Junta. And the most significant hail right now is about 8 miles or so off to the southwest of La Junta. And so the storm still has the potential to produce some very large hail, and I am going to put the hail swath on here with it. And you can see over the last, let's say, half hour, we've had potential for hail between 1 and 2 inches in diameter, where you see the yellow here. Let me grab that. This is where it's between 1 and 2 inches. And then the darker brown that you see is where we've had the potential for some hail between 1.5 and 2 inches in diameter. So that's right along Highway 10 as it kind of starts to bend off to the southwest there and head toward Walsenburg. So this is certainly the storm of the moment, the storm that we need to keep an eye on. The severe thunderstorm warning with this is in effect until 7 o'clock, so there's another 28 minutes to go. We do have a little thunderstorm developing up across Palmer Lake right now and Monument, and we're starting to pick up some hail with that. This is getting some DBZ here up around 60, so that's certainly up against the hills in the Pikes Peak region. is significant enough to produce some hail. So right along and to the southwest of Highway 105, we may be getting some hail. And I'm going to look at our camera here that kind of looks off in that direction. And you can see across Colorado Springs, that storm is just sort of on the left-hand side there. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. The atmosphere's been turned over in this area, but we don't want to forget about it. So these are kind of the three clusters of storms that we are watching here, and I'll bring Mary back in and maybe take a moment here, Mary, to kind of reflect on how the day has gone because I look up now and it's 6:30 and I don't know where the time went. I don't know how long we've been doing this coverage, but it's been fun to do. It's been cool to have a tornado kind of form live on the air with a couple of different people getting great looks at this thing and not hearing any damage from the tornado today, which is always a positive.
Always a positive. Always a positive. And we have until 9 p.m. for this severe thunderstorm watch. So it might be a good idea to reset, take a little tiny break.
I think so.
And then get back on. We've got a special weather statement that just came out for Black Forest and Monument. As you were just talking about that storm, the atmosphere has been a little bit more stable because of the storms that rolled through earlier, although it has been a few hours.
That's true.
That was about 1 o'clock today that we had a storm in the northeast section of Colorado Springs, so we still have had enough heating to maybe allow for the atmosphere to rejuvenate just a bit. So we'll have to watch that really carefully. But we could take a quick little commercial break and watch this, but that's your call.
Yeah, no, I think we'll do that. We'll take a quick commercial break and we will be back right after this. You are watching Peaks to Plains Weather, and this has been live storm coverage.
This is John May, General Manager of Crowley Roofing, up on another customer's roof doing a free 21-point inspection. If you'd like us to take a look at your roof, give us a call today, 719-375-8773. We'd be happy to take a look and see the condition of your roof. Crowley Roofing, we're a Diamond certified TAMCO installer, which means we can offer a industry-leading 25-year workmanship warranty to give you peace of mind in the storm. Call Crowley Roofing, 719-375-8773. Schedule your free inspection today.
Love your yard with a new outdoor space from F&B Landscaping. From a new build to a new project in an existing yard, we listen and give you the yard you want within your budget. Lawns, water features, xeriscaping. We've got the artistic touch and technical know-how to bring the peak of Colorado outdoor living to your home. Reliable, trustworthy. Visit fblandscapes.com to schedule a free consultation today.
For over 20 years, my family, like so many of you, has proudly been part of Broncos country.
Every season, we feel the energy, passion, and commitment that defines this team.
And now, we are honored to be the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
At Phil Long Ford Motor City, we've been around for 80 years. That's like 560 in dog years.
To say thank you to our loyal customers, it's employee pricing for all. You pay what we pay. Our way of celebrating Colorado's 150th anniversary and America's 250th birthday.
American value for American values. You pay what we pay. Right, boys?
That's right. Only at the original Phil Long Ford store.